Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a good lunch, a chance to network, meet some of the investors and some of your peer founders, maybe a couple life lessons that you learned along the way. So as I mentioned earlier, we're going to bring in the relief pitcher, which is Roy Hansraj. So Roy is part of InsurTech New York. He also, just like his name, really supports the return on investment. He runs Roy Consulting Inc. and helps a lot of carriers, InsurTechs, with digital transformation in their implementations. So if you're curious about that, definitely talk to him afterwards. So that's Roy's little commercial. But I'm going to call him up. He'll introduce New York DFS speaker, and then he's going to be running through the pitches and have a couple dad jokes for you. He is a father of 5.
Yeah, Roy! Oh my gosh. Set the bar already. All right, guys. I'm not a fresh face, obviously. I'm hiding behind the beard. But one couple of things as we get started here, we're going to keep a tight time to all the different pitches and the presentations we have. So that's why I have this job. Somebody has to do the horrible work of keeping people in line. And we don't want Dave and Tony to look like that. So that's why I'm here. Let me introduce the first speaker right away, Brian Singh. He is a specialist at the New York State Department of Finance Services. So he's really going to help you with the regulatory process, understanding what's New York State about. So let him guide us through there, and I'll just bring you up and get started, please.
Sounds good. Yep. Be awesome, man. Thanks, Roy, and thanks everyone for having me. As you mentioned, I'm Brian Singh. I've been with the NYDFS for about 6 months now, so I'm pretty new to the business. I come from a background in banking as well. I've worked for different banks, Standard Chartered Bank, BNY Mellon, Bank of America, and done a lot of work overseas as well. So worked in Taiwan, Singapore, a lot of Asia-Pac region work, and really focused on the Dodd-Frank regulations back, 10, 12 years ago when that was the thing. And now we've moved on to the regulatory piece. So one of the things that we're doing right now, we have something called a DFS exchange program. And this program is really, based is for you guys, really, for entrepreneurs and financial innovators. We're really just looking to foster, the growth of, innovation in the New York State market. So if anything that you have out there that's consumer facing, that we feel is great for a New York State business as well, we want to hear from you guys as well. And there's really 3 goals behind this exchange program. The first one is to kind of enhance engagement. So we want to let you guys know that we are the responsible innovator in New York State, and we're transparent and the innovation-friendly regulator, I should say. Keyword on friendly. We're not as bad as most people might think. When you hear regulation, like uh-oh. But no, we really do. Take the time to listen to your needs and what you want to do, and then we go from there. The second thing is we want to foster relationships. So when we meet with you for let's say the first time, that's not the end of it. We pass it on to our SMEs. We have you in our office, hopefully for a one-to-one meeting. If not, virtual is fine as well. And then we keep, our relationships going, pretty much for the entire time that you guys are in business or, you're doing your startups and your pitches. And the third thing is just for us is to increase awareness. So we want to be aware of everything that you guys are bringing out in the market. Any entrepreneur or financial innovator, we want to make sure that we have it on our radar, and then we'll keep in touch with you guys. So the best way to do this is to kind of set up, a more one-to-one, like intimate meeting with us. Is to actually go to our website. It's nydfs.gov. And I have flyers. You guys can seek me out throughout the program, or even, afterwards. I'm glad to hand it out to you. Or even just send us an email at innovations.dfs.ny.gov. Again, I'll hand all this information out if you need it. And then we really want to, go ahead and, try to schedule some time with you. And one thing to keep in mind, this is not just for the financial spectrum. We are the New York State regulator, so we manage insurance companies. We look at all the cryptos, currencies as well, insurance, academic institutions. So it's just, it's not just, a lot of people think it's just maybe financial work, and it's really not. There's a lot of different sectors of business that can, seek us out. We're actually talking to a company right now, startup in Japan. They have an app It's that can kind of predict tsunamis before they even happen. So this is something that's of interest to our climate division because I mean I work near the water, some of you guys do, and I'd like to know too before there's an emergency alert that something's coming my way. So I'm going to get to higher ground or whatever I need to do. So that's one of the things that's important to us. We've met in the last 6 months with about 35 different companies. We've had some great discussions with them, and the DFS is really interested in some of those products, so we sent that out to our SMEs to have further meetings and start the procurement process, whatever the case may be. So, I mean, really, that's really what the program is. The exchange program is really for you guys. We want to know about all these exciting, startups and pitches and all these products you guys might have, because it's something that's of real keen interest to us. And as I mentioned before, I have a bunch of flyers here with more details on everything I just spoke about and the best way to get in contact with us. It's very easy. Once you do submit an interest form, it takes maybe a couple of seconds, to fill out. It comes to myself and my boss, Seema Shah, who could not be here today. She's actually spearheads the whole program. She's speaking at a Brookings event today, so I'm here on her behalf. And definitely, it's we would reach out back to you, set up some meetings, and then, like I mentioned before, we'll have you in our office, or we'll do it virtually, whatever is easiest for you guys, because I know you're all over. So I guess in my last few seconds, thank you so much for having me for a couple of minutes. Remember, again, we are the friendly regulator in New York State. Please don't think otherwise, because we do want to listen to everybody's pitch. And, we do take the time to meet with everyone, because it's important for New York State consumers. If you have something that's consumer-driven, market-facing, we want to know about it. And I guess I'll leave you with that. And since you guys were talking about dad jokes, my wife the other day told me that sorry for the first time. Yeah, sorry she ever married me. That's my dad joke for the day. All right, guys. Take care and thanks again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No worries. I think that's going to be our theme right now. Dad jokes. All righty, guys. We're going to get the next portion of the events, which is pretty much going through some more pitches. With that, I want to do some logistics. If you weren't here for the earlier ones, is that we're going to have a queue up, and for those who are pitching, just look 2 ahead of you and steal my seat over here when you come up there. Without a doubt, we're going to keep rolling through them. And so, as we go through there, we have another, say, 10 folks coming up there. I'm just going to jump right into it. So this next company, thinking of dad jokes, what happens if you took life insurance, right? And expires. How do you figure that out? Well, love to hear ATI Dot come up here and speak about that, if that's possible. Ready? There you go. I know I saw you. There you go.
Thanks, Roy.
All right.
That is. Go up
Down
and
is forward.
Good afternoon. My name is Sridhar Chintamaneni, and I'm from Adidot, and I'm focused on business development. So I'm here to talk about 3 things today. Number 1, the opportunity that we have identified. Number 2, what makes us uniquely qualified to take advantage of this opportunity. And lastly, how valuable this opportunity is for both our customers and for us as a company. So let me start with an overview of Adidot. Adidot is an artificial intelligence company focused on life insurance and annuities. And the opportunity we identified is actually quite simple, which is insurers and annuity companies do a great job of selling products, but they have historically not done a great job of staying relevant to their customers post-sale. And what do I mean by that? Number 1, what happens is, people's needs evolve over time. So the policy that you bought 5 years ago is not as relevant today now that you're married, you've got, 2 or 3 kids or 5 kids like Roy, and your needs go up. You've got a mortgage, et cetera. But the insurance company that sold you that policy isn't focused on your current needs. They're focused on acquiring the new customer. And that's where we come in. So what we do is we help life insurance companies and annuity companies retain their existing customers and upsell them more insurance products and more coverage. That's what we do. So how do we do this? We're an artificial intelligence company. So we solve problems by using data and making predictions from that data. And what do we predict? We predict which customers of an insurance company are going to be leaving that company, and which customers that are your customers are actually ripe for additional product sales. So how accurate can we be? When we have the opportunity to train on a company's data, we can go to an insurance company and tell them which of their customers that are customers today is going to stop being a customer over the next 4 months. And we can predict 60 to 70% of all the customers that are going to be leaving them over the next year, down to an individual policyholder level. So it isn't sort of somebody's going to be leaving. It is, customer X, customer Y is going to be leaving. So how do we, why are we uniquely positioned to solve this? It's actually quite simple. We have the most data. We've seen and learned from over 30 million life insurance and annuity policies. And what that gives us is an advantage over any insurance company, because no insurance company has 30 million policies. We also have a lot of software assets that we've developed and also publicly available data, all non-PII, that we've used to create this signal. So lastly, let me focus on how valuable this opportunity is. The life insurance and annuity industry in the US has about $550 billion of annual premium. So $550 billion annual premium. Solving even a small percentage of the retention and upsell opportunity that exists in the industry is worth tens of millions of dollars for each insurer. And for us as a company, even, our model is a revenue share model. Helping a carrier unlock tens of millions of dollars of value accrues to millions of dollars of fees for us. We think it's a $16 billion TAM, and we just want to get a small portion of that, and I think that makes us a very valuable story, and that's the Addidot experience to date. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I just want a piece of that too, actually. That's great. It's a great share. We went through a lot of pitches already. Did we talk anything about blockchain yet? Nah, I think it's time, right? With that said, let me introduce Benevica. Bobby, over to you. I need a clicker and a mic, so sorry.
Perfect.
All righty.
Who's ready to hear about claims technology in the life annuity? I'm Bobby Srivastava. I'm a co-founder, CEO of Benevica, and what we've built is a claims and servicing platform with a claimant-first focus on claims. So a little bit about why we went on this journey. So back in 2016, when the three founders came together, we were discussing the following pain points from a life insurance perspective. Members of our founding team have experience and expertise in the life insurance space, and they face these issues when working with claimants and beneficiaries at the time of claim. So when you peel the onion in terms of looking at the claims process, what we found were multiple legacy systems, which created this lack of integrations. So oftentimes when you look at the operations team that's processing the claim, you would see individuals across many systems copying, pasting information at some points 4 to 6 times in order to make sure everything is set from a claim perspective. Which leads to, if you unfold the onion again, is outdated processes, which leads to manual workarounds. And these manual workarounds are not helpful, from an operations perspective, because your quality, your cost, your expense can be an impact, but also from a claimant experience perspective, because who wants to be followed up via a mail document of, I need you to send me the following requirements? Why does a claimant have to make a phone call to get a status of a claim? All of these things should be automated. And what we noticed in the marketplace was elevated customer experience. I mean, customer experience we've talked about in our industry for many, many years. And it's the same notion. Everybody wants an Amazon-like experience. Why aren't we doing that? Which leads us to the change workforce needs. So if your customers want that Amazon experience, your staff, your newly graduates that you're hiring into your claim organization, they don't want to be sitting in front of mainframe systems to process a claim. They want to also work with modern technology. They don't want to be administrative workers copying, pasting out of Excel spreadsheets into systems. They want a modern system. And then when you look at, from a laws perspective, changing laws, security, compliance regulations. So the claim staff oftentimes have to face the child lien lookups for various states, additional interest rates requirements. So when you look at the claim process, all of these different factors really motivated us to build a solution. And then what Sridhar talked about is the lack of retention. And there's a great opportunity when you look at the claims process to create that revenue gateway from claims to new business. So what we've done is we've created a low-code, no-code claims and servicing platform, really delivering that end-to-end processing by also elevating the customer experience for the claimants, for the associates, for anyone involved in the claims process. So this is a bit about our journey. We started in 2016 where we really wanted to launch this claim process. In 2017, we received interest with one of our beta customers who've turned into an investor. 2018, we launched our Benekiva Claims platform. And if you fast forward to 2022, we're over 80 people. We're in 8 different locations. And we're really serving the insurance carriers from a life annuity health. We're working with over 20 carriers of all size. So what we've done is we've launched from a platform perspective. We started with claims. In 2020, we started to focus and take the same platform to apply to policyholder servicing, like Benny changes, name changes. How do we create that frictionless process? And then in the recent few months, we've started to focus on that claims to revenue gateway with new business. I want to end with this slide that really talks about the claim value chain. It's not as simple as a life claim has been called, pay the claim. There's a lot of different processes that come in play, and our platform solves all of these pain points when we talk about the full claims value chain. Thank you.
Thanks, Bobby. As a process guy, straight through processing is awesome. So I love it. Thank you so much. As we bring the next person up, free will, as we get started. Oop, I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. Better trade-off, so sorry. As we get started there, you know, I was going to come up here dancing like a robot, but that'd be horrible. But, you know, you ever heard of agency robot and robo callers? I think it's a great one to start off here with the future of online transactions. Better trade? Oh, you're right in front of me. Hiding. There you go.
Thank you so much. So down to go up. Hi everyone, excited to be here. Excited to be here with my new managing director for US, Noah. That's the guy you probably want to talk to. So today I'm here to present our platform is helping banks, carrier, brokers, fintech to engage digitally with their clients. And I will have a little video at some point to show you how it works. And hopefully you guys want to know more at the end. If you're investors, if you're carrier, if you're brokers, we can talk. Okay? So the problem we face is very simple. We're spending a lot of money as an industry to engage and to sell product digitally. And as far as I'm concerned, and as far as McKinsey is concerned, I'm basically telling you people are not buying complex products. So that's the reality. We're spending about 70 billions per year. That's a lot of money. And yet, the result when it comes to selling and advising online is not working very, very well. And there is a reason for it. It's complicated. So now you check your account online, you buy products online, Amazon, you trade online. But when it comes to financial, long-term financial care, about pension, about life insurance, that is not happening. And there is a reason for it. There are only two types of solutions right now in the market. One, digital calculators. They are way too simple to be effective and credible. Problem, it goes way too simple. It's one dimension. So that's what the robo-advisors are using. It's helpful, but it's not doing the job. On the other side, you have advisor softwares, way too complicated to scale. And it takes a lot of time. So this is the state of the market at this point of time, and that explains why what we spend a lot of money is still not getting there. Now, if you look how the market is growing and where's the fastest growing segment, those are digitally enabled clients who are served by advisors. So hybrid model. This is a place where it works, and yet that's not the kind of software that people are using to digitally enable their sales and advisory. So when we look at it, we spend 3 years developing the technology and another 3 years working with a bank and insurance partner to fine-tune it to make sure that it's adapted to the need of the consumer and the advisors. So a lot of time to spend to make sure it works. And so at the end, if I summarize it, we answer the question of consumers. They want to be reassured. They want to know how much they need. They want to make sure that when they interact with the banks and insurers, they feel like they regain controls about their decision. Today is a black box. Please trust me, dear Mr. Clients. It's a difficult value proposition, or if you really have to spend the time to explain everything, it's not for everyone. You have a prime of scale. So what do? We help the consumer, but we also help the advisor. We make it much more efficient. We take away all the pain that is there. We digitalize, we automate all the calculation you need to do and present in a way that is way simpler. And so what we do effectively change the economics of the distribution of complex financial products. So enabling really to scale the market through technologies. But maybe the best way to show it to you is a little video. It's 30 seconds. It's going to show you how you can sell a life insurance in 30 seconds. I know it's a big claim, but after that, if you want a demo or anything, you talk to us and happy to go under the hood and tell you how it works. So no sound. How do I get it? Can someone click on the video, please? Yeah. So we have localized the solution. You have the tax, you have social security already there. Is it playing? Nope. Click on the picture, yes, probably. Nope. Maybe getting there. I can dance it, maybe. Okay, so it doesn't work. We will have to redo it, I guess, later. It's only 30 seconds. But fundamentally, what it means is we incorporate all the rules, tax, social security, property, you name it, and we make it very simple, drag and drop, for users to see what happens. So you can look at your retirement. Can I retire earlier? Yes, no. You have all your goals, obviously, but last but not least, we show you what happens when you have a prime. So what if I die tomorrow? Who's taking care of my wife? Who's taking care of my kids? Wife is not working, wife is working, I have a lot of assets, I don't have a lot of assets. All of this, it depends. And that's where digital enable you to do something hyper-personalized without wasting a lot of time. We basically do a comprehensive plan in 15 minutes, and you get the first plan personalized after 3. Because again, nobody wants to spend time without having a first answer and feeling what's in it for me. That's the problem we solve. Hopefully we will be able to show you the video later today. Otherwise, let's go to the next slide. So what we did was we offered what really is a better trade-off. Because our solution, it's all about consumer and advisor. It's about investment and insurance. And it's about simplicity and completeness. So you don't have to choose either or, it's and. And the result is very simple. We have done it in many countries with banks, insurer, and that means carrier, and that means brokers, and that means independent financial advisory group. And it's the same results. And the results are very simple. We make sure that the efficiency of the advisor and the sales process is there. We deliver higher cross-sell and upsell. And at the end, we also deliver a great experience, which is compliant, because now everything is auditable. And one of the key elements is at this stage, so last week, we were able to sign a global contract with Standard Chartered. Why do I talk about Standard Chartered? Is one of our key market clients and the proof it works. So over a year ago, we started with them to deliver a solution to all their clients in Singapore. They have about 400,000 digital clients. It's in the middle of your app. And after 1 year, they decided to go global with us. And we literally signed it last week. So they started this in February, due diligence took their time, as usual. Does that tell you a story? And by the way, Standard Chartered Venture invested in us at the same time. So very happy about this experience, because at the end of the day, we can say whatever we want, it works. Those are the kind of discussion that are not easy to pull out. But what is interesting, they cover everything from banking to investment. So we talk about pension, we talk about education, we talk about wealth accumulation, but also insurance with their partner. And one of the things we're really proud of is bankers are now able to sell life insurance, which is, I can tell you, not an easy feat. I don't know how it's in the US. Noah has some ideas, but what I heard is it's not so great neither. So this one, we know it works. And literally for us, what is important is they're global, but they're global in Asia, Europe, and Middle East. So we're kind of looking for a partner to help us to be in the US and to be the first one where we not only deliver the solution, but fine-tune it to make sure it works for the US market. And so what we have learned, because we have localized our solution in Singapore, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Philippines for Asia, UAE, Switzerland, Netherlands. So Netherlands, very happy. We are working with Achmea, which is the largest insurer in Netherlands, and we're working on the pension. They also invested in us, by the way, in July, so very happy about that. And now we have localized our solution for the US, and if any one of you is interested to look at a beta version, let us know. We'll be happy to give you access and make a demo anytime. So that's what we're looking for. I mentioned fundraising. We are going to start our Series A early next year. If anyone is interested to talk to us, we understand. Our data room is obviously by now ready to give you all the comfort you need and start the relationship when you're ready. So that's the names. Don't be shy. We are there. Thanks.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, about the video. With the formatting of these presentations, some of the videos don't play easily, so I apologize. But we can catch up with you afterwards if you want to show the video. As we move forward to free will, I know what I love about them, their goal. They're trying to get a 1 trillion is their vision for charitable donations. I'll let you take it away from there.
Hey, my name's Chris Wigg. I'm the VP of Business Development at FreeWill. And as the sign says right now, we're on a mission to raise $1 trillion, but we're doing it through end-of-life planning. And so you might imagine that there's a few different intersections with insurance and end-of-life planning. If you own a home, if you have a car, if you have children, if you just are living, you might need products like life insurance. If you have a small business, you might need a plan, a succession plan. So we are providing online estate planning, and we provide it for free to the end user. So we're going to talk a little bit about all the different intersections. We are a 5-year-old company. We've got about 250 brilliant people that work at FreeWill right now. I'm not here looking for money. We've raised well over $40 million Series B already. What I'm looking for is distribution partners. We want to make sure that every American has access to best-in-class online estate planning tools, and we think that insurance and financial institutions are a great way to do it. So we, as I mentioned, we are well-financed, but we are also the largest estate planning provider in the country. We're about to hit over 700,000 wills completed by the end of this month, and we've raised $7 billion so far. We've got a long way to go before we hit the trillion, but in 5 years, we've raised $7 billion, and we're just getting started. So what are we looking at here? How did we become the largest estate planning provider in the country? COVID. The gray line represents people looking for the phrase, how to make a will, and this is Google Trends. The gray line is 2019. The red line is when COVID hit in 2020. The blue and yellow are basically up to date. You can see that the trend continues. People are still looking for online estate planning. So this is something that when I started at FreeWill in 2019 and we would cold call organizations, someone would say, online estate planning, that can't even be real. It is very real, and it's become normalized pretty much overnight with COVID. So, let's talk about what's happening in America right now. I'm sure many of you have seen something like this. This is basically the different populations that exist in America today by age. There's 76 million baby boomers in America. That's a lot of people. There's about $70 trillion that's about to be passed on to the next generation. What I want you to think about is all the different people that make up these charts. When we think about diversity, equity, inclusion, when we think about who are the folks that are taking care of some of these baby boomers. I don't know about you, but I'm in my 40s. My mom's in her 70s. She's got Alzheimer's. I'm doing power of attorney. I'm doing her trust. I'm making sure she's taken care of. So when we think about financial wellness, when we think about financial opportunity, when we think about financial inclusion, when we think about the transfer of generational wealth, when we think about how all this money is going to get transferred to all these folks over here, it's going to be through estate planning. Anybody want to take a guess how many Americans don't have a will? 70%. Anybody want to take a guess how those numbers sound when we think about black and brown communities? It goes up to 82%. So when we think about how generational wealth is passed on, it's really important to have a will. So how does this relate to insurance? Well, why don't people make wills right now? Because they think it's expensive, they think it's complicated, they think it's hard, and they just don't want to think about it. So we went out on a mission to make it free, make it easy, and make it warm and intuitive so that you could sit down, whether you're an insurance company providing this through emails or through messaging, if you're a financial advisor, or if you're just a nonprofit that's actually looking to raise money. So we've made it really simple for anybody to sit down and make a will. And as I said, we've become the largest estate planning provider in the country. So what are the products that we offer? We do last will and testament. We have trusts. We have healthcare directives, durable power of attorney, and beneficiary designations. These are all the tools you might need if you're in health insurance, if you're in life insurance. Again, all different types of products and tools, and all the data is something that we are going to also be able to help collect. And as long as we are very upfront with your end users about what data is getting passed back to you, there's a boatload of information in here that as a health insurer, as a life insurance company, as a P&C insurance company, might be useful to you to find new leads, or might be useful to you to provide value add to your existing customer base. We also provide this as an employee benefit. So what are some of the cool things that we do? One of the first things that we made sure is we worked with the Transgender Law Center to make sure that our tools are highly inclusive. Most estate plans, you're not going to see information like this. You're also going to see that we ask, what's your preferred name? Every single piece of information and communication that you receive from Free Will, once you put your preferred name in, is going to use that name. These are small little details of how much thought and care we put into creating estate plans. We also, how do we help nonprofits raise money? When you're about 80% of the way through completing your will, we simply prompt the user to consider leaving a gift to a nonprofit. These names rotate. So these are all the different nonprofit partners. We work with over 1,000 of them today. And we simply just ask the user, would you like to consider leaving a gift? We also help nonprofits to get more recognition. If you click on any of the buttons, you can learn a little bit more about each nonprofit. So this is a great way to provide philanthropy as a service, in addition to making sure that your estate plans are completed. And users love us. So Trustpilot got a 4.9 rating out of 5. That's pretty hard to do. Just a couple, and these are all folks from all different ages, all different use cases. We are really well recognized in terms of the legal team and folks that we have as part of the folks making sure that in all 50 states we have the right documentation. As soon as you put in your zip code, our software automatically updates to make sure that you've got the correct estate planning laws and regulations for your location. My favorite is that we've been mentioned in Oprah Magazine as one of her favorite things ever created. Okay, as I mentioned, we work with nonprofits. So our first go-to-market over the last few years was partnering directly with nonprofits. We work with over 1,000 nonprofits. These are some of the ones on the board. Many of them are some of the biggest nonprofits in the world. We have a deep expertise in B2B enterprise partnerships. We also have a deep expertise in activating people to make their wills. We have a 70% completion rate within 30 days. This is unheard of. So also want to give you a little bit of detail about the types of folks that are using Free Will. This takes a second to load. This is a breakdown by age of our top users. So you'll see here 54% of our users are baby boomer generation. I'm going to fly through this because I got about a minute left. And so let's talk a little bit about what's the relevance and who are we working with in the insurance space. Also, again, wanted to tap into we can help with new customer acquisition, customer retention, lead gen, financial inclusion, financial wellness, and then also this corporate social responsibility. I'll share with you what we're doing with Nationwide Insurance right now. We've been a partner of theirs for about a year and a half. Let's see. Yep. All right.
Actually, you have about 30 seconds left. That's over.
Oh, it's over. Got it. Thanks. Okay, so what is Nationwide doing with us? They've got almost 5,000 wills completed with us, and they've raised 24 million already through estate planning with Free Will. I'll skip ahead. So what is happening is they are using this in a few different ways. One is they simply put out ads, social media. They educate the community. These are all new potential leads about Free Will. As soon as a person uses Free Will, we are able to pass back to them information such as their name, such as their email, such as their phone number, such as their age, such as their geographic location, all with that user's permission. That's a tremendous amount of data for their lead generation and their marketing teams to use to find what they call their future planners. So if you want to tap into a market of people who are thinking about legacy giving, that are thinking about estate planning, and that are thinking about risk mitigation, talk to me about being a distribution partner. Thanks.
Thank you. That really resonates, especially for a father like me thinking about the generations ahead and then generations behind me. So I'm trying to raise $1 trillion just to raise my kids. So start my GoFund. With that, it's kind of appropriate to transition over to you, right? The Go technologies. And, you know, looking at the generation for the future, this is for the grandpas and grandmas, right?
You lined us up.
I tried my best, but that's really David. I'm going to claim that for myself, though. Over to you.
Hi, I'm Justin. I am here today with David, and we are talking about GoGo Grandparent. Our mission is to help older adults age independently in their home for as long as possible. Our story starts with this older adult. That's my grandmother using GoGo for the very first time. It was also the first time GoGo was ever used. I was living with her in 2015, and she needed to go to my cousin's performance. He was the Nutcracker in the Nutcracker. She's a good grandma. That's one of those things that are kind of mandatory. The problem is that it was far away. It was a place she had never been to before, and it was at night. I was using Uber all the time. They had this fantastic promotion in LA when they were introducing Uber Pool. $5 will get you anywhere. She asked me if she could use Uber too. I said, sure. And then she asked for their phone number. And I said, Grandma, this is going to be a challenge. And she said, well, you guys should make that. And so we did, and it has been remarkably successful. It's a lot more now than just transportation. We also manage meals and groceries and home services and tech support requests for older adults all around the United States. The key to our success has been two things. The first one is a very intuitive and easy to use phone system. People call 855-GOGO-USA, and then they can press 1, and a car will come to their home. They tell the driver where they want to go. It's so easy, you don't even need a cell phone to use it. 10% of our clients call us from a landline to get requests. What we were surprised about was that 50% of our clients are calling us from smartphones. And the reason is because of the second pillar, the second kind of core piece of software that GoGo develops, and that's our Guardian software. Behind the scene, this is the other one. I had last minute tried to submit. That's fine. You know what? We'll be able to talk about this too. The Guardian software behind the scenes is monitoring every request that GoGo processes. So we are making sure that the car that shows up is not too big or too small to accommodate someone that might have a mobility impairment, a visual impairment, a dexterity impairment, mobility impairment. We're talking to the driver, either showing up in their app or, depending on the needs of the client, actually calling them. One thing that's kind of remarkable is that, so we've processed over 4 million requests now around the United States. We've worked with we've worked with many, many drivers dozens of times. We are able to build up kind of a profile of different service professionals, matching what they are comfortable with the needs of the next client that they're going to be assigned to. So we're able to kind of guarantee that that driver is going to be able to meet those needs. We monitor every trip, and this kind of collection of things is the Guardian system. It has improved the reliability of requests, both for rides, but any of the services that we offer across GoGo's ecosystem, to be above 99%. Out of the box, the experience for an older adult using the app on their own might be 70 to 80%, pretty good, but not enough to continue relying on it as a resource to stay independent in your home. And GoGo is. And let's see what this next slide. So I'm going to ignore that. GoGo is, and we're growing quickly. We're actually the 9th largest retirement community in the United States. We found that out last week. Last week, we're the 10th largest. So we're growing quickly. We're available everywhere in the United States, so we're not regionally bound. And we are here today. Okay. Yeah, this is good. We're here today because we want to be a benefit that employers are rolling out to their employees. Over half of the labor force growth from 2021 to 2031 is going to be from the 65 and older age group. And that's going to impact the most senior leaders of corporate America. They're going to be pulled away from their desk, and they're going to be going home to help their mom or dad with getting a ride to a doctor's appointment. It's happening all the time now. It's only going to get worse. Just like how childcare is a benefit that corporations will extend to their employees, we believe that in the next 10 years, aging parent care should be as well. And so we can help with rides to doctor's appointments, check-ins for groceries, pet care, quality of life, home maintenance requests, tech support requests. We have a 24/7 service line that you can call, get connected to a team member right away. I wonder if this next one is, nope. Okay, so we are here not because we're looking for money. We are profitable and we've been growing quickly. We're mainly interested in connecting with folks that can help us reach out to benefits managers or HR departments. We have over 175 corporate partners, and as I mentioned, we've fulfilled over 4 million requests, but we're always looking for more. Most of them have kind of come to us in an inbound fashion. We are now just beginning our go-to-market function in this space, and so we've brought on a sales team. It's been going well, but looking for more, and that's what brought us to InsurTech in the first place. So let's see what else, if there's anything here. We're going to skip that. You can, for the number one, you can manage anyone's requests from a dashboard. This would be more for employees. We also have alerts that you can receive. So you'll see when grandma's getting a ride or when she's gotten her groceries and kind of stay in the loop of her care. You can also participate in it through this website. As I mentioned, these 5 things are the instrumental activities of daily living. There are, if you can't do 2 of these, then you're going to be moving into a retirement community within 6 months. And so these are the things that we focus on that are available through our phone system and that our Guardian system will manage. I think that's everything. Thank you so much. My name is Justin, here with David Lung. Sorry, this is our VP of Partnerships, but old slide. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. That was great. Very practical. Thank you. As we move forward, we're going to talk to InvestSuite and really looking at those digital investment tools. Help me out, Paul.
Thank you. Let's talk investments. Everyone likes that. Who gets a customer statement from your 401k, 403b plan, an online broker? They're kind of boring. They're regulatory retirement. They don't engage a client. They don't educate a client and help them. I'll just continue on. So InvestSuite, we help provide tools to companies better service their customers. So we have 4 main product lines. We have a robo-advisor, which is very similar to a Betterment. You know, you guys have heard of Betterment. You write a check out for $1,000, they invest it in a diversified investment plan for you. We have a Robinhood-like experience for a self-directed investor. We also help more of the internal asset managers at large companies with a portfolio optimizer. And we also do a storyteller, which is what I'll talk about for you today. So storyteller just takes that boring customer statement I was talking about and makes it come alive. So how do we do that? All we need is a simple input of beginning balances and ending balances. And then it basically takes that and creates a story about it. So what's in a story? There's a story of what's good, what's bad, what's going on in your portfolio. It just gets you engaged with what you're invested in. Most people just take a look at their annual statement, they look at the dollar amount and decide whether they should rebalance or not. They feel kind of disconnected. They don't know what's going on with it. They leave jobs. They're probably going to roll that over to another financial institution. So it's about customer engagement. So what we do is we go through and create a story. So we can do this in a PDF version, very graphically appealing. One of the founders of the firm we're a Belgian company, ran a UX design agency. So it's designed first and just makes it very appealing and engaging. I showed the product to my wife, and she just looked at it and said, I need this. It's just very simple, but it tells a story. It can be about a PDF document, maybe 7 or 8 pages long, tells you what's going on in your portfolio. It also has an ESG component. It can tell you, what some of the good things that the companies that you're investing in are doing for the greater good. A couple other things that can do it can be a web interactive, so you can actually go online and interact with it a little more. And there's actually, in prototype right now, we have a 5-minute video, a live video personalized to each individual participant, telling you how your investments have done for that period. The first section will be about a 1 to 1.5 minute section of, say, a chief investment officer, an economist, talking about what went on during that period and what the company's doing to help protect your assets and grow your assets. Then it goes into very granular stuff like you get on your customer statement, asset allocation, where you're invested in geographically. And then it has an ESG component to it. So we've got some large clients. We're largely have an international footprint, just coming to the U.S. We have a good presence in Europe, Middle East, and Asia. And we also are just starting in the U.S. now. Franklin Templeton's a partner, and we're signing another very large private bank soon. But we're completed our Series A round 2 months ago. We raised 6 million euros. We'll probably be fundraising next year, and we will also start looking for more distribution partners in the U.S. So we are a B2B business to help you guys out.
I'm sorry. Do you want to come back at the end with the slides? I'm sorry.
We're good.
Okay. I apologize.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. We have to get the slides in the right time. That's what it is. I'm so sorry. Hey, with that, we're going to go over from nonprofit to wealth. This is a good. That's how we're talking.
Good afternoon.
Pick it up for me, please.
Life Legacy is an estate planning software platform that is raising money. We are just growing from having launched in February. But first, let me tell you a story. Everyone in this room has lost someone they've loved. But think about their legacy and what their legacy was. The Life Legacy founders, the Cassidy brothers, lost their father at age 51. The good news for them was he was a planner. He had a trust, a will, and life insurance in place when he passed. Having a plan in place changed the course of their lives for the better. But this is a rarity. Most Americans don't have a plan, and despite death being one of the biggest financial events in our lives, the result is financial distress and confusion for loved ones. And these issues are pervasive. Depending on the source, anywhere from 60 to 80% of Americans don't have a will. And what's the market that suffers the most? The mass market suffers the most in these situations. Over 100 million middle-income individuals lack an estate plan. And this disproportionately affects African Americans and Hispanic Americans, where upwards of 82% don't have a plan. How can Americans be so underwilled? Well, it's simple. Estate planning tools are not accessible or affordable, and importantly, they're misunderstood. There's a wide belief that wills are only a tool for the rich. So what is Life Legacy doing to solve this problem? We're focused on distributing accessible and affordable estate planning tools to millions of middle-income individuals, and we're using a scalable one-to-many approach. How, you may ask? Well, interestingly, we started off by de-emphasizing D2C for a B2B2C SaaS approach by packaging our estate planning platform, which is called Legacy Planner, to nonprofits, financial institutions, life carriers, PEOs, and more. Phase one, well, we've seen immediate success in product market fit since February. So we've been in the market for about 8 months now. During phase one, we focused on nonprofits, an interesting dynamic in the nonprofit sector. Why are we there? Well, to paraphrase Willie Sutton, that's where the mass market is. Between 70 and 90% of nonprofit donors are middle-income households. Nonprofits were telling us they were collectively losing billions of dollars each year when middle-income donors were passing away without having a way to leave a portion of their estate back to the charity. The buck literally stopped there. And since going live in phase one, which once again is only 8 months ago, we've generated about $100,000 in ARR from annual licensing subscriptions from 40 paying nonprofit partners, and we're growing quickly. Donors completing wills through our platform have committed $20 million in pledged charity gifts to nonprofits, and we've done this once again in 8 months. Next year, we're projected to generate 7 figures in revenue from nonprofit partner subscriptions. This is a profitable niche that gives our online planning tools exposure to millions of middle-income customers at little or no cost. To put this market into perspective, there are 1.4 million nonprofits in the United States, with a $4.2 billion total available market, and less than 1% of this market has been penetrated by all competitors in this space. But getting the product into the hands of more middle-income households goes beyond nonprofits. Our phase 2 now focuses on financial services, specifically life carriers, BGAs, credit unions, entities that are positioned perfectly within the mass market to succeed. For instance, life carriers are now seeking adjacent complementary products that can drive recurring revenue that is not affected by mortality and morbidity. This was a very interesting conversation we had about a month ago with a handful of life carriers that are looking to expand their products outside of their normal mortality-based products. Once again, we provide estate planning tools that are agnostic of age, health, and wealth, and they present a new revenue driver that does not increase mortality or morbidity risk. Our tools can also be used as lead generation vehicles, moving mass market prospects to the top of the funnel for both traditional agent and direct-to-consumer product fulfillment channels. And leveraging our SaaS estate planning platform completes the client financial wellness ecosystem, enabling companies to better serve middle-income households with products they need. This is an additional $1.8 billion market opportunity. And we're already making significant progress and projecting an additional $1 million of ARR from this market in 2023. The mass market estate planning sector is wide open with few competitors. Life Legacy is distinguishing itself with white-labeled experiences, customizable features, and a holistic approach that embeds a charitable giving component into the platform and a flexible B2B2C resale model by industry. Another aspect that sets us apart is our team. Life Legacy is a team of second-time founders that have designed and built a $100 million fintech company, already completed a successful exit to a publicly traded company, and is deep with industry-related experience, including me, the old man in the group, with 30-plus years of life insurance experience. To recap, we're Life Legacy, and we want to make estate planning tools more accessible to over 100 million middle-income Americans. We currently have $100,000 of ARR in 8 months of being live and are projected to do 7 figures of ARR next year. We're actively raising pre-seed of $1 million and would love to dive deeper into our traction and vision.
Manish, get the bathroom running there. All righty.
We got 2 more to go. As we get started, I'll just quick logistics. When you guys, well, sorry about the presentation. We got to get the presentations in a little early so we can get them up for you guys. So I apologize for that. Also, you know, I appreciate this next speaker, especially because it's a pitch hitter, right? And we have these events for now in these times, keep everybody safe. So it's a pitch hitter because her husband caught COVID and she's here to pitch it for her. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
How do I know when the time is up?
You're just looking at that lady right there.
Ah, there it is. Okay. Oh, it's already started. Okay. Hi there. My name is Brandy Bryant, and I am, as you heard, the wife of one of the co-founders of Monarch HQ. Unfortunately, Dave tested positive for COVID this morning. I am negative. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here today. So please, you'll have to forgive the notes. But I am thrilled to be introducing you to Monarch, the next generation of employee benefits quoting, RFP management, and procurement software. It streamlines the manual efforts between employee benefits brokers and carriers and uses the data to make transactions more informed. How do I make it go down? Thank you very much. Dave has over 15 years of experience in insurance sales, both as the principal of VC-backed benefits technology firms like ZipRecruiter and Bootstrap Ventures. He also has over a decade of experience on the carrier sales side, overseeing multi-million-dollar teams in both direct sales and broker channel distribution. His business partner, Steven, has well over a decade leading advanced global engineering teams, most recently at Red Bull. Now, it takes a painfully slow 90 to 120 days for buying and evaluating employee benefits before an open enrollment can take place. Besides this being an absurd amount of time to take, it poses a very real risk to both the broker and carriers. This is by far the most common window of time to see employers evaluate new brokers and carriers, resulting in client and policy churn. This window also has feedback gaps between the broker and carrier, causing delays, lost business, and suboptimal premiums. And carrier sales reps struggle to find the right brokers. It takes a lot of time and money for all those dinners, lunches, and rounds of golf. If you can't respond to quote requests timely, you can lose the deal. So, for brokers, Monarch cuts hours of manual effort on spreadsheets and emails down to mere minutes, moving from open enrollment faster and reducing the risk of client churn. As quoting volume increases, the benchmarking ability allows brokers to become experts in additional industry verticals in minutes by leveraging the collective data of all quotes on the system. For carriers, Monarch helps sales team fill their pipelines early in the process by helping them identify the right brokers to partner with by searching the system for things like industry codes, group size, geography, and other data points. As quoting volumes continue to increase, Monarch can support carriers in pricing analytics to help them understand what prices provide the best chance of winning bids when analyzed against trends. Monarch currently supports 8 lines of coverage. We are excited about the upcoming launch in early 2023 that will allow us to quote any line of coverage a broker desires. This will also allow them to expand internationally. But before we get too far ahead speaking about international expansion, it's important to note the market size we have right here in the USA. 156 million Americans get their insurance through the workplace. This is primarily through small and medium-sized businesses. They collectively spend over $700 billion in annual premiums, supported by over 800,000 licensed brokers with business written across more than 1,000 carriers. This is a very fragmented market, and it represents opportunity. Monarch is a freemium business place. We support free tier for all users, employers, brokers, and carriers. Hold on. Wait. Yep. So they can begin using our system tomorrow and immediately gain benefits. We then also have a basic paid subscription service for brokers and carriers with advanced features and controls. Our top tier is supported by a revenue share model that matches employers to brokers who have the most experience and carriers to the best brokers for their product. In terms of business opportunity, currently carriers pay a 2% marketplace transaction fee or greater in the form of GA overrides. Monarch helps tap into this existing cost structure and drives down costs for carriers. On the subscription side, brokers alone represent almost $500 million of recurring revenue. The precedent for this is Bloomberg Terminal charging $1,000 a month for finance traders, while Monarch is currently only at $50 a month. With no marketing budget, Monarch has steadily been adding users on both the broker and carrier side, with the beginning of a flywheel effect where both sides benefit from inviting their counterparts to use the system. And while there is some competition, Monarch has several very competitive advantages. Monarch also has some exciting things lined up for the future, and we hope with your support we can work to speed up the rollout of these exciting features. In fact, Monarch has already been featured on the InsurTech 100 list last year and has great publicity in the pipeline. Thank you all so much for your time. Even though Dave couldn't be here today, he would greatly appreciate if you are interested in learning more to reach out to him, and I'll be available and his contact information is on the screen.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. As we move forward here, the last one before we take a quick break. You know, when I was in school, I didn't get to rate my teachers, and everybody, these new kids get to rate online. You ever notice that? They get to rate the teachers how good they are. You seen that? Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I wish I had that power. But now, you can rate your doctors. Do you know that? That's pretty cool. So I want to introduce the next speaker, New Health. It's like the Yelp for doctors. That's what I want to call it. But tell me more. I would love to learn more. Educate me some more.
What you're talking about with the teachers.
Yeah, I wish I had that.
Yeah.
I could rate my kids' teachers. You might need this clicker. So sorry.
Thank you. All right, good afternoon. My name is Tom Falvey, and I'm here today to introduce you to New Health. You guys want to get it up there? Yeah. Where we are helping patients find high-quality healthcare providers. Okay. Got a pause on that? Go over. Need a deck. Want me to keep going or hold on?
I could dance. I could dance.
All right, let's go, Aaron.
There we go. Aaron. No pressure, Aaron. You got any dad jokes?
Dad jokes. Ooh. I have a tough enough time doing this presentation. I don't know. I don't have any good dad jokes, but I'll open that up to the audience while we're waiting. David? Grits?
David. You got any dad jokes? Ooh, well, that was a good one.
All right.
With that, nobody wants to hear more. I love it.
There we go. All right. So again, Tom Falvey from New Health. And to define this problem, I want to tell you a quick story. When my son was about 6 months old, he needed surgery on his stomach. And I can remember the day of that surgery. My wife and I are at the hospital, and docs come out, nurses come out, the team comes, has a quick chat with my wife and I. Take my son, he's off to off to surgery. So she and I are in the waiting room, and I remember sitting down in the chair, and there's this feeling of complete stress that came over me. I started sweating. I started thinking have I done everything I could do to make today successful? What do I really know about this doctor? What do I know about this hospital? What do I know about these people that I just handed my child over to? And in reality, the answer was almost nothing. I've seen some reviews online. I really got the name of this doctor from a friend. So extremely vulnerable place to be. And luckily, my son's fine. He's great with a healthy 3-year-old boy. But I can tell you that I'm not unique in this experience. Everyone in this room is a patient, and most likely everyone in this room has some type of similar experience. So our goal at New Health is to improve the patient experience by using data. So how do we do that? Every insurance claim, so every time a patient uses their health insurance card, our company gets notified. We send an opportunity to survey that doc, survey that hospital, survey that place of service. And here's an interesting fact. On average, each patient actually has 12 medical claims a year. If you were to run that through the entire private health insurance industry, that's 2.5 billion claims a year running through our system. And how many of those are verified through insurance right now? How many of those are providing an opportunity for a survey right now through insurance? And the answer is none of them. Another unique aspect of our solution is that because we're getting claims data before we're sending the survey opportunity, we know why you saw the doctor. So our surveys are specific to diagnosis code, procedure, location, and other specific questions. The market that we are playing in here is the private health insurance industry, 177 million insured in the country. It's a $2 billion market. We're focusing in the employer space, particularly the self-funded employer space, and we have existing relationships with about insurers that include about 15 million insured and produce $180 million in revenue. Our business model is built on a per employee per month fee of $1, and it's automatically renewable and paid by the insurance company. So there is competition in this space. Many of you've probably heard of the ZocDocs, HealthGrades, and Vitals of the world. All of these competitors are operating outside of insurance. What does that mean? Most of them don't even know if the person providing the review even saw this doctor or went to this hospital.
And they certainly don't have any information about what they went to the doctor for. We have both, and provides a superior product. This is a quick just glimpse at our proprietary claim-driven platform. We're sending text, emails to patients, and we have actionable reporting so that we aggregate data, we give it back to the insurer, the employer, and the patient. And we actually have our own new health score that we built that our team of our docs, our medical team, excuse me, built, where we take out, so for instance, like wait time is important, and you can search by wait time, but it doesn't mean that's really a better doctor. So we've built our own new health score to shine on the higher quality docs. Sorry about that. Traction. So we have one insurance company on board now. We are bringing 2 on as I speak. And we have 30 insurance companies that are in our pipeline that include about 15 million insured, and we produce about $180 million in revenue. Our team, we are fully aware that health insurance is the gatekeeper to healthcare. We have 50 years combined health insurance consulting experience. Our MD is a board-certified emergency room physician in San Francisco. It's one of my best friends. And our CTO is down in North Carolina, has experience at United Healthcare and Anthem. Our ask today, we've self-funded this thing so far. This is our first, we're going through our seed round at the moment, so we're looking for $2 million from strategic investors, ideally investors that are in the insurance space, that are in the third-party administration space, or have relationships there. A little over. Thanks for your time. Again, Tom Falvey, I'll be outside if you'd like to chat.
Thank you very much, Tom. Thanks for your patience with technology. You can just drop it right there.
Right here?
Yeah. Hey, with that, Manish kind of started this trend, and we should take bathroom breaks now. I call you out. Come on. You ran through here. You had to. It's just a big red sweater ran by here like Santa Claus. I just loved it. With that, let's take a quick break. It's 2:17. David, you want to come back here at what? 2:30? All righty. You updated it, Aaron. Thank you. 2:30. Let's get back here. You can see me screaming around 2:29 to bring you back in. I appreciate it.